the initial prompt of Exhibit Columbus had 3 terms that they used: community, design, and progressive preservation. And I said, those are the 3 things I care about, like specifically how those 3 things come together. Because I've always worked at the intersection of architecture, preservation, and social practice. So I see architecture as being very embedded with lots of layers of history, of stories, of experiences. It's amazing that Landmark Columbus sees programming and design as a form of preservation. So thinking of preservation as an active, transformative process. When I approach a site, it's thinking about the kind of long time cycles of that site, the way that social, political, economic forces have changed it over time, and how I'm entering into that process. I feel very lucky to work with City Hall because it has such civic importance, and it's also already quite active. So people go there, they're looking for a place where they can have a voice. So my research began with looking at the existing patterns of use. And you can see that people tend to occupy this site either by gathering in an introverted way at the top of the steps in this semicircular area, or they take over the lawn and it becomes this very extroverted public-facing event. But there's only really one point that you can occupy to reach a public audience. So I was thinking about how there could be multiple points, multiple voices, multiple gatherings, and that this could host different events simultaneously at different scales. The building is a very monumental structure with almost a blank, sort of planar facade, and then it cuts in to produce this semicircular plaza that's glazed. And that's the moment of visual interaction between the public and the City Hall. And so my design references the geometry from the building, all the different layers of circles that are slicing into each other. So then I realized that the geometric frames I was imagining could become like looms that could be woven. What I was really excited about in those was the fact that there's a kind of entropy built into the process. So fiber and textiles give you that option of having a kind of loose piling form and drooping and things that in architecture are often difficult to achieve. And so for me, it's an experiment in asking how something we don't associate with architecture can serve an architectural function.
Textiles is a field where you can be looking back at technology and also looking forward at technology. So there is this really nice connection, and this really intricate structure of twists and knots really comes down to sort of many repeats of a simple action. And I think that that is bricklaying, it is studying out a wall, and I like architecture's ethos in that, and being able to kind of apply that way of thinking about material is exciting. And also, these will be walls that you can touch and weave and knot. We don't often have that invitation to interact with walls in that way.
Hopefully people will notice all the different layers of circles that are slicing into each other are echoes of the building. And then this design is hopefully going to make the possibility of using this as a public space, either for play or for protest or for performance, more inviting and more accessible.